Hi, I'm Chris, and I like to search Netflix and Amazon for movies, but not just any movies, bad movies. And I need to vent about these experiences to someone. Why not you? You know, these movies are new. Someone alive in today's age of day made this. This is the worst movie I've ever seen. God, this week. Today's feature is called The Silencer. It's available on Netflix and was directed by Timothy Woodward Jr. What a guy. The Silencer is the story of Frank, an ex-soldier who was scarred by his experiences in the war. He doesn't like to talk about it. In fact, his outlet is his mercenary work, which he keeps secret from his wife and child. And when his daughter is kidnapped, he gets back in the saddle again, mows down a bunch of cannon fodder in his attempt to retrieve his daughter. And while doing this, he isn't just Frank. Oh no, he decides to adopt his mercenary moniker, which is the Silencer, not the Punisher. I can't even make jokes about this. He's so clearly the Punisher. Everything is a parallel to the Punisher. Guy even wears a leather jacket, and his kind of looks a little bit like Thomas Jane. So anyway, Frank Harris, because that's not Castle, might as well call this guy Frank Asshole. I wrote that. I wrote that on a piece of paper on the computer, and I was like, yeah, we're going to go with that. He's a mechanic who is also a hitman for a guy named Leonard, played by Danny Trejo. You see, Frank, he may be a murder guy, but he's got a bit of a conscience. He doesn't want to murder the man who hit and runned Leonard's daughter. He don't want to do that. He's like, that man, he's got a family. And none of the other guys he mows down have families. Who fucking cares about them? And my voice is starting to leave me. But I'm powering through anyway, baby. For his disobedience, Leonard gives the order to Part 6 Frank, essentially guaranteeing that his entire gang is going to be obliterated by one man. Clearly, he's never seen the Punisher. You might be thinking, and it's not an unreasonable thought, that Danny Trejo would be a reason to watch this film, because it's Danny Trejo. Danny Trejo could not give a bit of a shit about this movie. Okay, he cares more about the Snickers commercials he was in. But to be fair, I don't think anybody really cared about this movie. I mean, the main character throughout the entirety of the film, this face I'm about to make, this is the facial expression he has for everything that happens. It doesn't matter if he's at home with his wife, if he's tucking his child into bed, or if he's at a titty bar. It doesn't matter, it's the face he makes throughout the whole thing. Usually low-budget Death Wish ripoffs have the wherewithal to have some cheap movie death scenes. You know, a little bit of cheese for the audience. Not this movie. How is it that you hire Chuck Liddell and not have him MMA kill anyone? You know what? There's one thing. There's one line in this movie that is worth seeing. And the only reason I say that is because it completely caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting it, and it had me laughing for a good long while because it was just so out of left field. So Chuck Liddell is fighting the main character in a house of ill repute. He gets popped in the nose a couple of times, his nose is bleeding, he spits some blood out, and then he looks at the main character and screams at the top of his lungs, "I'm gonna fuck your babies!" And then he gets punched in the dick. And you know what? If the movie had just smash cut to end credits, it would have been the greatest film ever put to celluloid. Alas, it did not. It decided it needed to go on for another half an hour. That's it. I mean, I got nothing else. I mean, no more, oh, you should see it, but just keep in mind the movie sucks. No. This movie just sucks. This one, like, took wind out of me. Like, I feel like my life expectancy was decreased because of this movie. It's an unfortunate thing because it stitches together a bad Punisher ripoff with a bad Death Wish ripoff, and my voice is leaving me again because it's this movie's fault. Okay? The bad Death Wish and the bad Punisher came together in my vocal cords and just went, I'm gonna fuck your babies. And that's it. This is the position I find myself in now. So Patreon, subscribe, like, comment, next week. I think I scratched myself. Ow.